Hi, folks. Uh, just wanted to post something here in case people were wondering how to take care of blue-green slime, also known as cyanobacteria. It's the cool thing about cyanobacteria is that it has existed in some form or another since life started on this earth. Okay, that's not entirely true. Since a chromatophore was swallowed by a single-celled organism, that the single-celled organism was able to utilize the chromatophore's ability to create sugar from light, that the cell was able to use as energy to continue going, and all it did was create oxygen as a waste product for that. So, if that's new information for you, I might not have all the details correct, but it is one of the very early forms of life that creates oxygen, which is cool, right? Super cool. Early precursor to things like plants and algae and all sorts of stuff. Help to oxygenate the atmosphere, which led to more complex organisms being able to populate the planet, and that's awesome. However, it's also really ugly in our aquariums. So I'm just going to say it's possible to appreciate the life that's in your tank and also not want it there. I noticed the other day that I had cyanobacteria in the tank, and it, of course, smells bad and it's ugly and it grows really fast, or it populates really, really quickly anyways. I'm just letting you guys see my little alien beta while I'm talking about this. And you know, it's gross and it smells bad, and there are some varieties that can actually really harm, like, your pets if they drink the stuff or they get covered in it and they go into a lake. There's been some articles out recently about dogs getting really, really sick after swimming in a lake that's covered in some variety of cyanobacteria. I suppose that if you are an organism that has been around for billions of years, it's really easy to turn into multiple forms while you're evolving through time, to affect a lot of different creatures in different ways. So I just wanted to throw out how it is that I take care of it, and then I will discuss some other ways that people do effectively take care of this issue as well, just in case you for whatever reason can't do the other ways. I use this product. It's called Ultralife Blue-Green Slime Stain Remover. I don't make any money off of this. This is just the stuff that I use, and if people ask me, I recommend it because I have used it many, many times, usually on different tanks, and I'll show you how I use it. And just for information, this tank, with the dimensions, interior dimensions, if I didn't have anything in it, just water all the way up to the top, the maximum amount of water that this tank can hold is about 18 gallons. As you can see, I have the water level down a little bit. Also, there's this here matin filter, which, I mean, there's nothing fun to see in there, but I've got this matin filter, just does a little bit of water displacement. I've got tons of like wood and gravel all displacing things. So we're just gonna estimate that it's actually only 15 gallons, which is really helpful because the measurement the measurement for this stuff is it uses 7.5 gallon measurements. This package, I'll just open it with the one hand because I am fancy special like that and can just do that. It comes with a tube of powder. It specifically says on it, mix thoroughly, 2 spoonfuls for each 15 gallons of aquarium water with a small amount of water. Okay, 15 gallons of aquarium water. Okay, mix 2 spoonfuls of the powder with a small amount of aquarium water. Then slowly add the mixture to your tank. Okay, so the wording's a little bit off, but okay. Warning, may affect pH and oxygen levels. Cool. So you would want to add an air stone to this tank when you do this. Comes with a spoon. That way you know exactly how much it is or how much you need. I actually keep this. When I first bought it, I bought 2 and promptly lost the spoon of the first one. So I keep this one in the box so that I can find it, and I put this in the same place. I'm not going to open this one up because I've already got this one in use. And got a little one of these little dishes that you can make mini quiches in. I always forget what they're called. Whatever, it's a little dish. So I take it, get a bit of water in, double check to make sure I don't have any fish in there, because sometimes they just get exploratory and nope. They're all in there and they're happy and they're fine. Oh, sorry about the sniffling. Take some of this. It's been used, so I don't know if I'm going to be able to do this with one hand effectively, but we'll give it a shot for science. Let's see, 1 mostly level spoonful. 2 mostly level spoonful, and since there was a little bit missing and the tank is a little bit more than 15 gallons, we'll just do a little bit extra, just a tiny bit. You don't need to overdose this stuff. It does work at standard dosing, and as you can see, it's not like my tank is blanketed in this stuff. I just have a little bit, well, a relatively little bit, but it's not a thing to get distressed about. It's just a thing that needs correcting. And I mean, I know I also have a whole bunch of hair algae. The cyanobacteria is growing on the hair algae. But then we just tuck this all back into the box before we continue, because we want to make sure to keep it all together. Why? Makes things easier in the future. Okay, set that there. Actually, we'll put that back in the medications. And when we mix it in together, I'm using a wooden chopstick because sometimes I hear that if you use metal to mix medication stuff, like a metal spoon or whatever, that it might be bad. It might cause a reaction. So we choose wood to mix for the purpose of I'm just making sure that there's no like weird reactions or anything, because I don't know how much copper might be in my spoons. It says stainless steel, but who knows? They could be lying. But in that case, Anybody could be lying. No, still some grains. Mix it up a little more. Let it dissolve as thoroughly as possible. And other mixing sounds. Mixing. That looks pretty good. Okay. Alright. So it says to add it slowly. What I'm just going to do is sort of let it out. Hey, get away from there, you silly fish. Yeah, whatever, close enough. I've honestly, usually I just dump it in. There we go. Alright, see, it's working already. No, I'm just kidding, you can't see it. Nothing's gonna happen for like 2 days. I'm sorry if I had anybody looking really close to the screen there being like, oh, I could see it. No, you can't. You can't see it. It has to go in, and it disrupts the ability of the cyanobacteria to replicate, and that eventually over a few days time will just cause it to go away. And then you do a nice big water change, and then you are clear of the cyano. That horrible cyanobacteria. Alright, and I said I would discuss other methods of getting rid of your cyanobacteria issue. Oh, just real quick, I do have inverts in the tank. This does not harm them at all. I have done this on shrimp tanks. I've done it with all kinds of snails. I've had pests that you definitely don't want in your tank, like planaria and whatnot else, also survive just fine with this Ultralife stuff. So, and it doesn't seem to affect the cycle. But also, you know, I do a nice big water change, so that could also help. Alright, other ways that people use to get rid of the blue-green algae. A lot of people will say to use erythromycin, and that's totally fine, totally effective. Cyanobacteria is in fact a bacteria that is affected by erythromycin. I use the Ultralife because I was able to get it on Amazon for a good price and have it shipped to me within like a day and a half or something like that, 2 days, because, you know, Amazon Prime, all that's good. But if you're gonna order it from like erythromycin from somebody who can ship it to you real quick, or if your local shop already has it, then yeah, totally do that. It's fine. Other things that people have done to get rid of this stuff is to do a blackout on the tank for like a week. This also will work for floating out the green water algae and certain other algae. They're just banking on the fact that your higher orders of life, your plants, will be fine for a week without any light. Me, I don't like to do that because I like to look at my fish, and I've got tiny baby fish that need to eat every day. And just because I know that a lot of people don't really know what that means to completely black out a tank, what that entails is that you basically cover all sides and the top of the tank and turn the lights off for an entire week. I mean, that's a long time, you know? You can let most fish have no food for a whole week because you can't peek. That's the thing. You can't peek and look in. You can't open up a flap and feed your fish. Nothing. You just let it go, leave oxygen in the water, of course, and no light at all. Not just your plant light, but none at all. You have to black it out completely. Put up paper or something around your tank to keep no light from coming in. And that will work, and it will kill it off usually, and then you'll be fine. I think that's the only really effective ways that I've seen people actually beat this stuff. Well, that's not entirely true. I did once kill it off by having the weakest light possible on a tank, and it was so weak that water wisteria didn't grow. that was super special. It took me a while to figure out that the light was so weak, and it really honestly took water wisteria not even growing for me to figure that out. This was a long time ago, back when I had T5s, and I was still trying to figure out plants. Yeah, so that's what I'll do. I guess I can post an update when the cyanobacteria goes away, and then you'll know. So I guess I could put part 1 on this when I upload it today, and you'll know what I'm talking about later. There will be a part 2. Yeah, so that's about it. If you like this kind of thing, I guess, let me know. You can comment on the video for all 15 people who like to look at my stuff. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye!